Welcome to the Militia Gaming community. I'm Trigger, and today we get to take a look at this 2014 SRT Viper in Need for Speed Heat. Let's go! I'm giving away an Xbox Series X to one of my subs this holiday season. Click the giveaway video link in the description or in the top right of this video now to watch the video and enter the giveaway. Just being a sub will not automatically put you in the giveaway, you must officially enter. So go watch that video, enter, and then come back to this one. Good luck. Alright, so I'll start by saying I actually tested all of the engines for this car last night. So we've got the best engine for the car, and believe it or not, it's the stock engine. The engine that comes in this car is actually the 640 horsepower 8.4 liter V10. And that engine performed much better than the other engines for this car. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to go through some of the live tuning settings. We're also going to show you the track build for this car. And then I'm going to turn this car into a drift car. We're going to drag race it. And then I'm also going to take it off-road. So this is the signature wrong build series, but for this Viper car. Let's get started. Just a little FYI, I will put up all of the stats for this car for the engine tests and the off-road tests at the end of the video. Just check the description for a timestamp if that's what you're looking for. You can see how it stacks up against other cars. But I think I'm going to be doing it this way from now on. I really like this formatting for the video. So check the end of the video for those spreadsheet screenshots that I normally put towards the middle of the video. Alright, so like I said, the 640 horsepower 8.4 liter V10 is the right engine. I put Ultimate Plus engine parts like always. We've got the dual turbocharger and the 5x3 pound NOS. Super track suspension, Elite brakes, and Elite race tires. Elite Plus clutch, 6-speed gearbox, and the Super track differential. For the auxiliaries, I use repair kits or NOS refills, and then NOS duration, always NOS duration. The stats on this vehicle look awesome. It's a 10 for every single stat. You got power, high speed, acceleration, NOS, all at 10. But the 0 to 60 is 2 seconds. The max torque is over 1,000, which is great for that. 235 top speed, that's pretty normal amongst cars that are 400 plus. Potential horsepower 1239 and the current horsepower of 1200. It's a 400 plus car, obviously, but it didn't perform like a really high-end car. I'll be honest. My Arian time was 2:59.6, and I'm not sure I can shave too much more off of that. Again, I don't take shortcuts, so you're probably cut off 5 or 6 seconds if you did take shortcuts, but I don't with my tests. So I would say that this car is really just kind of average, to be honest, on the track. I mean, I thought it would be a lot better than it is, and it just performed okay. I mean, I had a very, very clean run when I ran that 259, and 3 minutes is sort of the average mark for Arian. I mean, if you can get it under 3 minutes, the car is fast. If it's over 3 minutes, it's kind of slow, and I'd say 259 is right in the middle, right there at 3 minutes. So it's just okay. It's not like a super fast car, but it's also not a super slow car. I noticed that it does have decent top speed. Acceleration is okay, but it's somewhere in the middle. It just doesn't have that acceleration out of turns. So like when you're in 3rd, 4th, and 5th gear, you're kind of struggling to accelerate. Actually, I'll take that back. 5th gear, not that bad. 3rd and 4th gear, it just doesn't accelerate out of a turn as much as I feel like it should for being the car that it is. I mean, the Viper is an iconic car, and I really thought it would be better than this, but it just isn't. So for a rear-wheel drive car, this thing is absolutely sticky on the track. So as far as live tuning settings go, I'm going to put my steering sensitivity all the way down and my downforce all the way down. I cannot justify putting any downforce on this car because the rear end does not want to slide out. It is very sticky and stiff. The car will not turn very well. So in addition to the downforce being all the way down, I've also swapped the drift style over to brake. So this helps me flip the back end on corners where I need to hit the brake anyways. So you can still prime your drift by letting off the throttle and pressing the throttle again while turning. That will cause a drift. But if you have it set to brake, you can hit the brake as well, which will also cause a drift. And that helps a little bit with the turning. But I'll tell you, man, I just don't think this car turns well enough to be considered a top tier car on the track. Anyway, here are my live tuning settings. Let's move on to the drag build. So the first thing I want to swap is the NOS tank. I always use the 1x15 pound NOS. It gets you all the way down the drag strip without having to hit the NOS multiple times. You've got the track suspension we're keeping, elite brakes we're gonna keep, and then the tires I'm gonna swap over to a drag tire because why not? That offers the best acceleration and we don't need to turn in a drag race. So let's equip that. We're gonna test the gearboxes by looking at the statistics in the live tuning box. So I have one of each of these gearboxes in my inventory. We'll go outside the garage and test that out. And of course, the track differential offers the best acceleration, so we're going to keep that as well. And then NOS duration, as always. So really, this is the only change you need to make is the NOS bottle, the tires, and then potentially the gearbox. You just have to take a look at what's going to give you the best 0 to 60 and best quarter mile. So with the 6-speed gearbox, you're at 1.93 0 to 60. If you go to the 5-speed, it actually makes the 0 to 60 a lot worse at 2.1. So I'm pretty sure the 6-speed is going to be the way to go, but let's check the quarter mile just in case. So let's go outside the garage and take a look. All right, so the current quarter mile is actually 8.77 seconds. Not that great, actually. On my drag list, that puts it at about 25th place out of the 35 cars that I've tested. So it's in the bottom half in terms of drag racing. Now, one thing you want to note with drag racing, definitely always have your downforce all the way down. It keeps the car light and allows it to accelerate quickly. And steering sensitivity is not really a factor in drag racing. You're not turning, traction control off. And drift style is not really important because, again, you're not turning with a drag race. So this is it, 8.77. Let's go ahead and swap over to the 5-speed to see if it can beat that 8.77. Alright, with the 5-speed, you're looking at 9.0, so it is definitely slower. The 6-speed is the correct gearbox for drag racing. So let's go ahead and go through this build. Alright, again, same engine that we used in the track build. It's the 8.4 liter V10. This is actually the stock engine. Ultimate Plus engine parts with the Ultimate Dual Turbo and a 1x15 pound NOS. Swapped over the tires to drag tires, and then the gearbox is going to be the 6-speed. Everything else is identical to the track build. You've got the Super Track suspension, Elite brakes, Elite Plus clutch, and Super Track differential. And then of course I always use NOS duration as my NOS bottle. All right, let's move on to drifting, and then we'll swap everything over and go for a complete off-road build for this and then test it on HTV2 and Rumble. Because this car is a rear-wheel drive car, we're gonna do the standard rear-wheel drive drift setup, and then we'll make some adjustments if we need to after we go out and drift it. So to do that rear-wheel drive setup, again, this is for automatic transmissions. If you're using a manual transmission, I'll give you a different build. But for automatic transmissions, you're going to want the Speed Cross suspension. So let's equip that. The drag tires, we've already got those on. And then the Pro Drift differential. That is the standard automatic rear wheel drive drift setup. Now for the manual shifters out there, you're going to want Speed Cross on those 3 items. So you're going to keep the Super Speed Cross suspension, but you're going to move to a Speed Cross tire and then also a Speed Cross differential. If you do all Speed Cross, that's going to work best for rear wheel drive in a manual transmission, and it works best for scoring points as well if you're going very, very slowly across the track over and over and over again to score points. Now that works very, very well for manual transmission, but it doesn't really work too well for an automatic transmission or someone who doesn't have a lot of drift skill. This build right here with the drag tires and Speed Cross suspension and the Pro Drift differential. This will help you control the car a little bit easier than with Speed Cross. Speed Cross tends to over drift or over rotate, and it takes a little bit more skill in order to make that build work, but it does score a lot higher. So let's take this out and see if it works and see if we need to make any changes. I have a feeling this will be the right one since this is a very traditional rear wheel drive car, but let's take it out and see what happens. Oh my god, this car just wants to slide. Woo! Just a little turn and it slides. All right, here we go. First attempt. Oh my god. Man, if you don't have the throttle pinned, it just wants to go straight. But if you touch the throttle, the back end flies out. All right, let's try this again. Here we go. All right, not bad. Not bad. Feels good. Flip it. All right, flip it back. This feels really nice, actually. Flip it back. Make this turn. Don't hit that car. Man, the wheels spin really, really nice. All right, so that was a poor attempt at a drift, but I got 69,000 or 60,000, and my score is 89,000. That's my best. So actually not bad at all for the first or second attempt there. This car feels really good in the drift. Let's try this track in here. This is my other track that I try usually, just to kind of see how the car feels and reacts. Everything can be sort of judged off of these two tracks. That first one is a little tighter and offers, more opportunities to test the turns. Wow, this really slides out. Okay, this is not going to be a high scoring run. I'm gonna flip it back and forth, see if we can't get some score here. And it really wants to turn. A tap of the handbrake flips it. Let's see, here we go. There we go. Get back on the track here. All right, let's see if we can extend this drift. There we go. Not bad on the score either. Not bad, it's okay. All right, 148's not bad. I mean, I definitely think it could be better. I mean, my highest is 238, but really not bad. We had a poor start to that one, so. All right, let's try this one more time. Let's see if we can get some score going. There we go. There we go. 177. That's a good score right there. 238 is my highest. That's the best I could do with the RX-7. 177 with the Viper, though. That's really good. All right. That's not a bad score at all. Not a bad score. This thing really does well. I really like this build. This drift build is perfect. Like I said, it's the standard rear-wheel drive build. Let's take a look at it real quick one more time just so you have the complete build, and I can put a timestamp in the description for this. Here we go. So we got that 8.4 liter V10 again. The NOS is not important because I don't NOS during this, but we're going to put that back to 5x3. All right, here we go. So Ultimate Plus engine parts and the Ultimate Dual Turbo with a 5x3 pound NOS tank. This stuff right here is not important on drifting. It really isn't. You can swap to superchargers, you can use different turbos, it really doesn't matter. But this stuff is not really that important. What you just want is the highest horsepower for this. For an automatic drifting setup like the one I have here, it's not that important. You can change this, and it really doesn't affect score at all. It might affect maybe some control on throttle, but it's really not that important, so don't worry too much about this. But Ultimate plus everything, Ultimate dual turbo, Ultimate 5x3 pound NOS. Then we got the Super Speed Cross suspension. That one is very important. You got the Elite brakes, which I hardly ever use the brakes. I only use the handbrake usually with drifting. And then the Elite drag tires, Elite plus clutch, Super 6-speed or Super plus 6-speed gearbox, and the Pro Drift differential. Also very important. So the keys to this build: Super Speed Cross suspension, Elite drag tires, and the Pro Drift differential. This is how you get this car to drift, are those three parts. Now again, if you're using a manual transmission, you're a little bit higher skilled player, I would use Speed Cross everything on those three. So Speed Cross suspension, Speed Cross tires, and Speed Cross differential. So other than that, this looks really good, so we're gonna leave it there. Let's take this thing off-road. Let's get back to the garage. All right, to transform this into an off-road car, we need to change a couple of things. We're gonna leave the engine alone. This is exactly how I would have it if I was doing an off-road build, but the suspension needs to go to an off-road suspension. In this case, it's gonna be Rally, so we'll swap a Rally suspension in there. The brakes are fine, but we do need to switch tires. I go with the off-road tires every time because they perform the best in the dirt. The clutch we're gonna leave alone, and then the gearbox we're gonna also leave alone, but the differential is also important. So let's swap over to the Rally differential, and there you have it. So let's go ahead and go through this build one more time just to be sure, and so that I can timestamp it in the video again. So we got that 8.4 liter V10 engine, Ultimate plus engine parts with the Ultimate dual turbo, and the 5x3 pound NOS. Then for Rally, we've got the Rally Super suspension, Elite brakes, and Elite off-road tires. Next up, the Elite plus clutch, Super plus 6-speed gearbox, and the Rally differential. When we get out there, I'll talk about the live tuning settings as well. We'll see if we need to make any changes based on what the top speed is on the dirt and how the car handles. But for the most part, that stuff gets figured out during the tests. All right, here we go. This is test number 1 on HTV2. I hate starting on pavement. I just hate it. The off-road builds for this game, starting on pavement, just spin the wheels. But here we go. Let's go. Not a bad start, honestly. And when you handbrake, the car bites for sure. Oh my goodness. It definitely clips on the ground there. Got to be careful of that one. Not too bad. It gets above 140 on the dirt, so I think it's going to put up a decent time. But it just, oh my goodness. Oh, come on. Okay, I guess we're restarting. Oh my god, dude. Oh man, that was a beautiful turn. I didn't want to mess it up, so I didn't react to it, but woo, that was good. Alright, no clips, no clips. Oh, that was a close one. Oh, clipping a little bit. A little bit of jumpies. Not too bad though, let's get... Alright, 152.24. Actually, not bad. That's a pretty good time. 152 puts it kind of middle-ish, but towards the top. Towards the top, not middle. A little bit towards the top. Alright, let's go over to Rumble and check out that one. That was a good time. 152 is not bad at all on HTV2. Alright, so after that first race, I'm actually going to leave the live tuning where I have it now, which is lowest downforce and steering sensitivity at the middle. You do need a little bit of steering sensitivity because the dirt is so unpredictable that you need to be able to swing the car when you need to. So I'm leaving the steering sensitivity middle. I usually have it middle or high depending on the car. And on this one, downforce all the way down worked well. It got well over 140 easily. I think if I had longer straights, I probably could have hit maybe 150. Just depends on downhill or uphill or flat. So anyway, let's go ahead and test it on Rumble and let's see how it does. All right, you guys saw my launch on the pavement. It sucks. Launching on the dirt is way better. I usually redline it because it takes off right away. The tires just hook up on the dirt, which literally makes no sense, but anyway. See, it just hooks up right away. Oh, it's a little slidey. A little slidey. Here we go. Let's see. This is sort of a flat section. I think I hit a 145 at that flat section. I'm worried about it clipping on this hill. There's a lot of weird little spots on that hill that are not built right. It looks like it's okay. It did it fairly well. Lap number 2. Couple of barriers, stay off the wrist. No problem there. Get down this hill and nos. There we go. So far, okay time. Straighten it out. Nos it. Alright, no clips, no clips, no clips. Oh, no. Okay, we're good. We're good, we're good. Didn't slow me down. A little wide on that one, but no problem. Speed stayed up. Here we go. Nice clean turn there. And we get to catch 12th place. Mr. Mannix. Cut in between these dudes. Woo, that's a handbrake turn right there. Hey, who's driving that Subi? That thing is super slow. What's your build, bro? I know a tuner that you can use. Here we go. Oh, that was clean. Straighten it out. Nos it. Never nos while your car is slipping or sliding. Doesn't make sense. It's a complete waste of a nos. Always straight. Clippies. No clippies. Ooh, we're good. Chasing down second place for that lappage. Oh, slid out a little. There we go. Don't worry, we got him. Alright, final couple of seconds. Not the fastest, but decent. Oh, and a jump at the end there. Oh, it was not that bad. It really wasn't that good. 3:16.93 is really kind of poor, honestly. I think I might rerun this. Let's see if we can get a better time. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. I knew I didn't drive that first race very well. 3:13.92, that is way more accurate. That was a super clean race. 3:13.92, let's record it. Alright guys, that's it for this Viper. It's sort of a lackluster track car, and it really doesn't do well in the drag racing, but it's pretty good in the dirt. I would say it's not top 10, but it's close. And as far as a drift car goes, man, it is really, really good. Now, I can't put it in my top 5 or anything like that in drifting, but it feels really good to drift this car. So I would recommend using this as a drift car, which is kind of interesting because the Viper is not really a drift car in real life, but damn, it drifts really, really well in heat. So definitely use this thing as a drift car. If you have any questions about this video or any video, you can hit me up on social media. I've got my Twitter and Instagram on the screen now. And just send me a DM, and my DMs are always open. So if you send me something, I'll read it and I'll respond as soon as I possibly can. Thank you so much to all the subs for checking in on another video, and I appreciate everyone for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Rigger out.